Alright, be careful. I have faith in you. Okay, and... Ooh.
Oh my god, I am dying. Oh man, it's hot in here.
Hey, good morning. Greetings from Fairfield. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to joining us, well, I'm Rich.
I'm Kendra.
And well, we're restoring this cool old Victorian house.
That's good.
All right, well, before we get started on our next project, which is probably going to be this guy, I want to thank everyone for their comments and compliments on our butler's pass-through, and whether or not we're going to be stripping paint in the kitchen. And well, it looks like the eyes have it, and you guys like torturing me, so we're going to be stripping paint in the kitchen. Probably a little bit at a time, probably not right away, but obviously this is going to be next. I did start a little test on this guy to see what kind of condition the wood was going to be in. Didn't spend a lot of time, just a quick strip down to kind of get a look at it. And I think it's going to work out pretty well. I got this piece off and done. And so yeah, I think that's what we'll be doing in here. But we got a lot. It's not really a high priority, and so we'll kind of just do little things. This is going to happen by default because of this. And well, I think by the time we're all done in here, because there is a lot of paint to strip. And so one of, some other smaller problems that we have around here is, the heat from the radiator is causing the paint on this window casing here to bubble and chip off. And, so that's going to have to be addressed at some point. And we have another spot, one of the comments we got on that video last week was they I apparently didn't like the orange wood, but it actually is pretty orange, and it's like a golden oak. And so we know what the original finish looked like in here. And this is being caused by steam when we're boiling up water. We got steam that goes up this casing, and it's causing the paint to just flake right off of there, because what they did in '64 when they painted that green, they went right on top of the shellac, and it's not sticking like really great. And so when they painted the white on top, it just sort of compounded that problem. But we're getting paint chips in our pasta, and well, that can't be very healthy. So that's where we're at with all that. And so we actually didn't get a whole lot accomplished this week. So we actually took a little bit of a break and did a little road trip down to Marceline, Missouri, which was actually quite fun. We visited the hometown of Mr. Walt Disney when he moved to Marceline, Missouri back in 1906 when he was 4 years old. And it was a lot of fun. Got to tour the museum, see his old house, the old family barn, and the big Walt's dreaming tree. And he actually returned back to Marceline in the 1950s as inspiration as he was developing Disneyland. So, and you can see a lot of that throughout the city of where some of his inspiration came from. And it was a lot of fun to check out. We'll probably do a little Ferris Bueller nod to the museum as a little bonus video for those interested. We'll probably upload that later today or tomorrow. So it was really cool to see all that, and I'd highly recommend anybody that loves that old Disney stuff, take the pilgrimage out there to Marceline. But we did manage to get one other little side project done, and that was actually helping out another old house. Another old Victorian house over in Illinois. So why don't we take a pop over to our shop, and I'll show you how that all came together. All right, well, before we get into the project, I should probably give you a little backstory. So we follow a lot of home renovation channels on YouTube and follow a lot of house renovations on Facebook. And one of the ones that we watch from that we've been following since the beginning, matter of fact, they bought their house around the same time we did, is Our Second Empire. And these guys do some fabulous work over there. And I was scrolling on Facebook one morning and stumbled upon this post. See if I can find it. Like I said, they do some incredible stuff. Awesome wallpapering and restoration and cool antiques. And all of a sudden they posted their latest project and I was a little baffled. And so before I went all keyboard commando on them, I decided to read the post, which always helps, and look at all the pictures and see what they were doing. And I decided to trust their process there and reach out to them because I thought I could maybe help. And so kind of look like that. Throw some pictures up on screen, make it a little more easy for you to see what they're doing. Once after some back and forth, and I got some measurements from them on all of their stair risers, which were all of the same width, but they varied a little bit in height. I created a drawing of the checkerboard. So once I had the measurements, just a little math, and knowing that we would have 4 squares up and down, that determined the height and width of all the squares. And so each one of these were just sort of laid out one at a time to make up the pattern. And then after that was all drawn up, I was able to turn it into a cut file and send that over to be cut.
And start explaining.
Alright, so essentially it runs through the machine with a blade, and all those lines that I drew cuts out all these squares. A big sheet of a low-tack vinyl known as a stencil, and I go through after it's cut and I pull out every square to be painted. I think there was 22 stair risers, if I'm not mistaken. Did a bunch of extra ones. Some of them were special sizes, but the bulk of them were all the same. I get some what's known as transfer tape. right. Yeah. And so basically, once they're all cut down, we have a stencil. The stencil is now ready to be applied to their staircase. And essentially, just real quick, how that works is peel it off the backing. Pretty straightforward. That. And we'll just pretend this is the staircase. Then once it's on the staircase, you take the tape and you simply peel it away. And voila, you're ready to paint. And then after you paint, you come back and then you remove all these squares one at a time. After that paint's dried up. And let's see, 22 stairisers. I don't know how many. I don't remember how many. That was a lot of squares you guys had to pull. Why don't we check in with them and see how that went? Well, that turned out fantastic, guys. I can't wait to see it with the stair rods and the runners. And for those interested, I'll leave their social media links down in the description below so you can check them out. But I think that'll about do it for this week's video. Maybe next week we'll have time to finish up our laundry shoot.